It's been a while since I did one of these things. Oh, hello everyone, GalacticStorm here. Welcome to the show. And today, well, again, I'm just going to be showing you a deck that I got from, for Command and Conquer Rivals. I have not tried the remastered, but I heard a lot of good reviews on it, so I might try to get a copy of that later. But for now, we are going to be talking about a Nod deck again. Well, it's everyone's going to be complaining. Oh, Galactic, it's another scoot and shoot deck. Well, yeah, but this is a deck that I was recommended from Alicia Destiny. Her and I sparred one day, and she introduced this deck to me, and I got absolutely creamed by it. And it was pretty interesting, and she showed me some combinations in that, and you know, and I just went along with it, and bam, it became my new deck. This is probably my favorite deck out of the bunch, and it's the deck I've been using for quite a few months now. So it's like any other scoot and shoot deck, as you would see, but you can use it more for aggressive uses too. You can use the Giga Cannon to take on the Harvesters, in which you can get a whole bunch of profit. Or you can go even crazier if the guy isn't as situational as anyone else, or, just like some of the others, and just take on the enemy base. I was just absolutely shocked on this thing. Alicia destroyed my base with the Giga Cannon, and I was just flabbergasted to find out that you can do that with this thing. But you can. But I only recommend it only if you are, I would say, a more elite player. I'm a above average Joe, but I'm not a pro player, elite player like Alicia. So, anywho, let's talk about the deck, shall we? You've seen this layout a little bit more than just like the other two scoot and shoot decks that I've offered. This one starts pretty much the same as you would with the other two. First off, you go for the War Factory with Cyber Wheels. They scout, take on infantry, but you have to group up if you have like missiles, troopers, or laser squads in that. Or if you have mutant marauders in that, you might have to get like 2 or 3 of them just to destroy one of those units. Then next up is the attack bikes. The attack bikes take on early not infantry, but they take down early vehicles and aircraft. They have gotten a nerf recently, and I just don't know what to say about them. They're not as useful as they were, but they're still pretty useful, just not as when it comes to raw attack power in that. But yeah, so if you're going to be, if it gets a little too hot, there's the barracks. The barracks, it has the laser troopers for early vehicle and air use, and then you have not the flame troopers now. You have the fanatics. The fanatics take on, well, they can take down the riflemen and the militants, but they can also take down the laser squads. They can take down grenadiers, mutant marauders, those kind of things. They can't take flame or shockwave troopers just from the damage, but from what each member dies, they have this little boost for nearby friendly units, not just infantry, but all units. Gives them a attack speed and a movement speed, you could say, for at least a few seconds. And this would increase the powers of your units drastically, so they can win in uneven matches. And now we scoot down to where the main purpose is with this deck. You would want to have the fanatics right beside your Giga Cannon. So every time every fanatic member dies, you have the Giga Cannon there. The Giga Cannon is your 2-ranged unit and can take down a good majority of the vehicles on offer on both sides. Even tanks in that, even if you block them in that, the Giga Cannon can take them out really, really quickly. After a few seconds, it spreads on to other enemy units that are nearby, and then after a few seconds, the damage amplifies. And if you use Oxana with it, it decreases the time on when it spreads and the damage increases. Likewise with the Fanatics. So if you can imagine those two and two together, then the Giga Cannon can be very terrifying. And it's the reason why I love the Giga Cannon, because in case like the Giga can move while the MRS, well, it has to unpack or repack first and then move. So if there was like a catalyst missile or a ion cannon activated, it can move get out of the way as fast as possible while you have that fanatic and that Xana boost. And then the last one, well, this one is more of your choice. At first, I usually use the Banshees from the air tower. They're good with not just land vehicles, but they're also good at taking out air. It's a versatile option. But when it comes to like the if you go up to the Masters Leagues and that, well, this thing is not going to be as useful because people are going to be using Phantoms, Hammerheads, and Slingshots. So if you want to compete with with other aircraft in that, you can use the Phantom as well. But my problem with the Phantom is that it doesn't take on, I would say, like the Hammerhead or anything that's like Razorback or anything of that with just one volley in that. So that concerns me. And plus, it's pretty expensive. So I just don't like the Phantom. That's what Alicia recommended to me. But what I have recommended is instead of going to the air tower entirely, go to the war factory. And then that's when you'll have the stealth tank. The stealth tank not only destroys vehicles, like heavy vehicles and that, but they take on aircraft really well too. And they can eviscerate stuff like the hammerheads and the phantoms real quickly. And they have the stealth benefit too, so you can put them right behind cover in that, and then just have them there in case something happens, or if you have a basilisk or Kodiak or anything of that matter comes in the way, you can easily just go right in front of them if they're any danger to your Giga Cannon, and just blow them up that way. And that it works really well, and I'm quite surprised. So for the motion of the game, you just basically have the Giga Cannon right behind a pad, and then have your units protected, and then just rush in, get harvester kills, and just try to be a nuisance in that. And because there's going to be people that are going to be having tech decks in that, so use that to distract them, and they won't put out any of those fancy little tech units in that. It can be annoying if you have them out there, but it can take out the fancy tech units, just depending on which ones. But as for Commander, as I mentioned earlier, I use Oxana just for the boost of damage and the speed. But it does make the unit weaker, so just do be warned about that. Anywho, thank you all very much for watching. Be sure to like, favorite, share, subscribe, all that fun stuff. And be sure to look at my Facebook page down below. And until then, GalacticStorm saying, I'll see you guys later.